Good morning, power hitters. My name is Jarrett McAllister. I am your mentor and co-host alongside my main man, Jonathan Brunasso. What's up, brother?
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm feeling really good. As Cynthia said right before we started recording this, still kind of coming down from the high of that home build that we went out and did with Prosperity Homes and Baja Bound and the Power team. And yeah, that was life-changing, man. Truly an incredible experience to be able to give ourselves to that family, which you can't even really put into words how the living conditions that they were experiencing before we got there. So no, it's all good stuff.
Right. Yeah. So August, what was it? 7th, 8th, and 9th. We took 12, 13 team members from Powur down to Ensenada with Prosperity Homes and built this home. Let's check out a quick video about the experience. Hopefully it plays.
Oh. I don't think we see it for now.
No?
No, it's yeah, we just see your screen. Maybe if you go hit stop and start your share over.
Let me try one more time.
Yeah, let's do that. There we go.
Let me know if you see the video, though. If not, I'll put on YouTube.
There we go. Yeah.
Hi friends, we're in Ensenada, Mexico, where Powur Solar likes to give back and help build homes for those less fortunate. This family was sleeping in this home where there is weather conditions, water gets in, bugs, and not the safest for the family. So at Powur Solar, we brought the team down to Mexico and we built a new home for them, which is off the ground, foundation, and we were able to donate the solar panel with an inverter, which will give them electricity at night. They can turn the lights on, they can have a refrigerator, charge their phones. So I just want to say thank you to those watching, continuing support of Powur Solar and solar panels, and that we continue to give back, and we plan to build more homes and put a lot more solar panels on homes just like this.
Man, is that awesome. Gives me chills, dude.
Yeah, same here. I'm trying to exit my full screen. So there we go. Yeah, so we'll be going out and doing those again. Trying to find the video of everybody. I can't find it. But we'll be going out doing those again. I'll go ahead and put the YouTube link, the video link, so you all can share that if you'd like. And we also have other resources to giving back that I'll share with everyone. So if you want to include that in your homeowner presentation, a video or a slide deck you can add to your presentation, the resources should be in the Google Drive for you, and also on my YouTube. So can't wait to do it again with you, Jarrett.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
All right, 2 more things before we hand it off here. So Friday night was an investor shareholder gala. It's basically for a few of the top investors for the WeFunder round, and just a moment to celebrate our success, and especially the announcement that's coming Thursday, guys. There's going to be a big announcement on Thursday. So it's just taking a moment, a pause to celebrate, and have some amazing paella here on the left, these amazing sushi. We had a sushi chef there. There was a tea ceremony. Of course, the 360 stage and headquarters and the corporate office here, they added the green alive plant wall in this office too. So really, really cool to just recognize how far we've come as a company and a team, and to much more success to come. So, but like always, before we get started, we'll just cover a few success stories. If anyone would like to share a recent success, maybe you just joined, you have a new lead, you got an electric bill, an ambassador joined your team, they gave you a lead, you just had an install, or you made an impact on a family's life. Would love for someone to go ahead and share.
Yeah, I could jump in. He's not on the call, but Sean Price, he had been, with Powur for about a month or two, and I think he had been trying and was, just like having a little bit of trouble. And I think maybe something clicked. And he, again, he's not here, I don't think, but he got his first deal last week, so that was pretty cool. That's someone that Kiara brought into the business, so he got his first deal. So that was pretty awesome, and I know he's super stoked about it.
Nice. How long was he? How long was he with Powur before he got his first sale?
I'm not like exactly sure, but like a month or two at least, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But he kept going after it, and he fell on his face a couple times, but he stayed after it. So that was cool to see. Very
nice. And you helped mentor the deal?
Yeah, I helped mentor that deal. But Kiara recruited him, and I think with a little bit more like constant training and plugging in with the team, I think he could be a good one.
Very cool. Well done. Yeah. And sometimes, we're here for a few months. I think Lily just closed 2 deals for 2 new reps. They've been here for months and months. Veronica owns a turf company, and she hasn't had any success. And then all of a sudden she gets 2 in the same week with Lily. So some people start out of the gates early, and other people takes 8 months to close their first deal. So just keep on at it. Anyone else like to share any success stories, some positive gratitude going on?
I'd like to share. My name's Martha.
Morning, Martha. How you doing?
Hi, good morning. Well, I just got over COVID. It was really bad. So I'm back. And I'm similar to Zach's story with the person he mentored. I started a few months ago. I've just been networking and throwing myself out there and just letting everybody know I'm in solar now. And I got my first bill from an ambassador. So that worked really great. And so I'm really excited. I know it's my first one, but throwing it in the universe. And I'm excited to meet the women in Powur. So this weekend we're having that event, and I'm really excited to join and meet all the other women in Powur, especially the powerhouse women, which I really look up to.
Where's that at, Martha, or what time is it?
It's in Irvine. It starts Friday evening, and it's through the whole weekend.
Very cool. Women in Powur. And just reach out to you or Solar Lily for more information.
Solar Lily. Lily, she's the one in charge of, she's the one who set it up. Mm-hmm.
Well, very cool. Glad to see you're healthy, feeling better, collecting your first electric bill. Let us know how that presentation goes. So
will do.
To you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's keep it going here. I want to hand it off to someone that I've known for too long. I'm just kidding. I've known her for, what is it, Cynthia, 15 years or something? 10? Yeah, for over 10 years. We met when I was at Verizon Wireless and she was at Chili's, and then we went to Solar City, and then had some time at Sunrun as well. And she's an amazing person. Her family, Brent, her kids, she's crushing it right now. She's been sticking it out, working with real estate offices, working with mentees, working with teams. Just a very successful, well-rounded mentor, probably one of the most buttoned up sales back-end process, right? The communication, setting expectations, keeping in touch with the customer, showing up to the install with a gift and a folder. Probably one of the best. And she usually works part-time. She's a mom of 3. And she's making a lot of money, helping a lot of people save a lot of money, right? So she probably wouldn't tell you, but it's north of 40 in 1 month of July. So that's amazing, Cynthia. And giving back, I know you're already donating on a big level. We're building more homes. So we're excited to have you teach us a little bit of your wisdom and your magic and your expectations and how you prevent cancels today. And you can pay me for that speech later. So Cynthia Alvidrez.
Thanks. I appreciate that. And yeah, we've known each other for almost 15 years now, way more than 10 years. And it's been fun.
Yes.
Can you make me a host?
I think you can go ahead and share.
I can. Okay. Awesome. So today I just wanted to talk about what I think has helped me in my solar business and just give you guys some tips and maybe some tips and tricks and tools. So I put something together for you guys and hopefully you can take something from it. So let's get started. All right. So this is not the first slide. This is the first slide. All right. So how I prevent cancels, set proper expectations with customers, and maximize my productivity in my solar business. So when we first came up with the topics for this training today, I kind of thought, well, that's kind of weird. Preventing cancels, setting proper expectations, and then maximizing profit doesn't really go together. But the more I thought of it, it really does, and it goes hand in hand. So overall, all of these things are going to increase your income, increase your productivity by increasing your productivity and preventing cancels. And in my solar business, I think those are the 2 things that allow me to make the income I make by helping me keep the sales I already have and by just increasing my productivity. And that's kind of the name on the game, right? Keep the sales you already have by preventing cancels. Before we can even focus on increasing our income, we have to guard the income we already have. And you probably have heard solar reps that have been in the business a long time say like, oh yeah, that's nice that you signed up a few customers, but it doesn't count until the glass hits the roof. So if you've never heard that term before, it doesn't count until the glass hits the roof. It's so true. You need to count installs to really leverage your income and to maximize your goals for your income. So I wanted to talk to you guys first about cancellations and why customers may cancel. So over the years, these are the 4 main reasons why I see customers cancel. Number 1, not enough rapport was built with the homeowner. There is something they didn't trust, like, or know about you or the process. Number 2, it was a hard close. They felt pressure to sign, and knowing they could cancel later did. Number 3, the proper expectation about something was not set. And number 4, believe it or not, consultant not answering the phone or returning calls, which happens more often than I would have guessed. So this here, if you guys are able to do everything on this list, I'll go through each one. I promise you, you will have no cancels or very, very little cancels at all. So sorry, let's make sure that's muted. You got it. Okay. So at the consultation, delivering consistent info, make sure you're using a slide deck. I use my slide deck every single time, not so much to read off it to the customer and come off as robotic, but just to make sure that I'm hitting the key points every single time. You want to make sure you're delivering consistent info, because if you forget something with the homeowner and then they ask you about it first, and it's something you forgot, they're going to feel like you left that out and they're going to feel deceived. So after a consultation, a pro tip that I have for you is sit back and think about your consultation and think about, what did you forget? What did you leave out? What did the homeowner, if they didn't sign on that meeting, what did they seem uneasy about? Maybe you can reassure them about something or provide them with additional info. So you always have the chance to follow up with a follow-up email for anything that was forgotten or left unsaid. Make a friend and build rapport. So make a friend. Before in my solar business, early in my solar business, it was just, they were just homeowners to me and they were just customers, and I wouldn't really build a relationship and I would never get referrals from them. And then I would wonder why, because that's just who they went solar with. They went solar with Sunrun or Solar City or Tesla, and they went through me, but I didn't make a friend. So they didn't refer me to customers. I didn't get a lot of referrals back in the day. And the more I spent time on making a friend with my customers and building rapport and allowing them to get to know me, that's when I started getting a lot more referrals and happy customers and no cancels. So spend a lot of time on building rapport. Homeowners should have no hesitation at signing, no discussions about canceling. If a homeowner is telling you, hey, what is the time that I can cancel? That's a hesitation. That tells you stop and address that right now. So there shouldn't be a discussion about canceling. None of my customers ask me during the consultation what the time frame is for cancellation. Now, if you're doing a contract review, that might come up when you're going through the cancellation page, and then you can cover that really quickly, but don't spend a lot of time there. If you're having the conversation and it sounds something like, oh, well, you can cancel if you don't approve the design, all of that language needs to be completely torn out of your consultation. That should never come up. It's always, we're doing this, assume the sale, I'm going to take good care of you. And reassurance is the next one. Let me move my little bar here, sorry. So they should feel like they know you. Completely address concerns prior to signing. It's totally okay for you to talk to them like a friend. And during the consultation, I asked my homeowners, how do you feel about these numbers? What do you think? Is there anything you didn't like? Is there anything that you're not sure about? What do you have questions about? Do you understand everything? And they will tell you if you're asking those questions. And those questions are important because, again, it's part of you making a friend with them and building rapport. Ask them what they like to do in their free time. Get clues if you're local to them and you know that you might attend their install. Get clues from them on what gift to get them for an install gift. So, for example, I had one of my customers, Alicia, she likes golfing. So I got her some golf balls for her install gift, and she was really surprised that I remembered that. But during our consultation, we talked about golfing. So find out what they like, make a note of it somewhere. That's going to get you major brownie points down the line. Reassurance is huge. Customers want to be able to prove to themselves that they made the right decision by choosing you. So give them examples to brag about you throughout the project. Go above and beyond wherever possible. So reassurance is really big. I know you guys have heard of buyer's remorse. I try not to sell by getting them very, very excited. Because in the past, early in my solar business, I would be like, yeah, this is so great. You're going to save lots of money. I'd get them so excited. And they were on such a high that after they go, oh my gosh, that girl got me so excited. What did I do? And they ended up canceling later because they weren't focused on information, because I just got them so excited that once they came down and once they came back to earth, they were like, wait a minute, I need to look at this a little longer. Maybe I jumped into this. Let's cancel, or let's put this on pause. So I'm not a fan of selling a homeowner at an emotional high. And most of my consultations are really like calm and just, conversational. So that's really important to me. If I feel like a customer is rushing into signing, I usually ask them to pause. So I'm usually like, okay, well, let's make sure we covered everything. Do you understand everything? And then I have them reassure me that they're ready to go, that they're ready to move forward. So that's all a part of creating, of preventing cancels. I don't currently have any cancels. In fact, actually, no, I do have one, because I had a mentee that signed one without me and then they canceled the day after. So I wasn't even there. But apart from that, at Powur, knock on wood, I have no cancels so far because of all these things on the screen. So the last thing is, one of the last things is special touches. Personalized gifts like the golf balls, like knowing that they like fishing and maybe getting them a Bass Pro gift card, handwritten cards, surprise gifts. Maybe you mail something to them. Maybe you're not in their area at all. Maybe you're out of state, but you make sure that they have an install gift at their house the day of their install. Those kind of things are special touches that will set you apart from the average salesperson and make you memorable. And I always make sure to do at least a couple memorable things for my homeowner. Communication. So communication, always answer the phone. You guys, solar projects are not smooth. This is construction. There are so many hands in one solar project, especially at Powur. We have our partners, we have roofers, we have project managers, we have site surveyors, we have you, we have the homeowners. So we have so many people in each project. The communication is key. They need that one stable contact, which is you, and they need to know that when they call you, you're going to answer the phone. And apart from that, they should never be reaching out to you to find out what's going on with their solar project. I never have customers asking me. And that was learned because early in my solar career, I would have customers, I would be putting out fires instead of preventing them. So my customers would say, hey, what happened? My installers never showed up. Hey, what happened? My site surveyor never showed up. What's going on? You know, the roofers never called me. Well, if I had been 2 steps ahead, that would have never happened because I would have been letting my customer know, hey, if someone doesn't show up, or, you know, I would have reached out to the project manager first and made sure installers were actually on the way. So communication is key. Make sure that you're the one setting the proper expectation for your homeowner and that your homeowner isn't the one asking you questions. You should be crystal clear on what the next step is and how long and when you will reach out to them next. And I promise you guys, if you do all of these things, you won't have any cancels or very, very little. So we're not going to read through all of these. I know this is a lot of text. I just wanted to paste here some examples for you of what I tell my homeowners at every stage in the project. So these are pre-written texts that I actually have saved in my notes and in the notes of my iPhone. So after contract signing, and I'll just read a couple of these for you so you can kind of get the gist of how this flows, because you know Powur in the process, you may have put a few projects or many projects through. So there are certain things that we need to tell our homeowners. Like for instance, when they sign the project, we're not going to be able to schedule their site survey right away, right? We need time for documents to process. We need time for it to get submitted to an installer. Then once it's submitted to an installer, then it'll be 1 to 3 days for the site surveyor to call them. So we need to set that expectation correctly, or else they're going to be like, okay, well, I saw my contract, what's next? And they're just waiting and they're like, hey, no one's called me yet. And their documents aren't even processed. So after contract signing, one of the first texts I send is, hey, thanks for choosing Powur and I to help you switch to solar. You're in great hands. That's reassuring your customer. You're in great hands. Let's get started. I will make sure you know what is happening every step of the way. I will use this text thread to give you an update every Monday at least. If there are developments throughout the week, you will also hear from me or our team. Soon, your project will be assigned to a project manager who will be in charge of moving your project along in the background. I will also be here every step of the way. So first step is document processing. I will let you know when this is complete, and then we can assign you a surveyor. So it is a little long for text. Homeowners love it though, because when they're sitting back and they're wondering what's going on, they could reference the text and look at the last part and say, oh, okay, she's going to let us know when we're assigned to a surveyor. And then the next one, hello, your documents have now been fully processed. Your project has been assigned to a surveyor who'll contact you directly within a new business days. Keep an eye out for a number you don't recognize, right? Sometimes we don't even know when the site survey is. This is one of the biggest things right now with Powur and kind of how we're set up is we're not scheduling the site surveys on our own. So what's the proper expectation to set with the homeowner? Hey, they are usually going to coordinate a date and time with you only. So if you remember, please let me know what time you pick. your project has also been assigned a project manager who will call to introduce themselves. That's just repetition for my homeowners so that they realize that someone else is going to call them. So on and so forth, right? On site survey day, I make sure they get a text that says, hey, good morning, happy site survey day. The guys are usually on time and polite, but if any issues at all, please let me know ASAP. Surveyor's main goal is to blah, blah, blah. So these are just touch points that I have at every step in the process. You don't need to have these pre-written texts. This is just something that helps me personally. Many times if I have time, I'll customize it. But I find that by having these on my phone, I can just copy paste at each step in the process. So when you have 20, 30 projects going on at once, it's a little bit easier and your customer still feels like they're getting individual attention. So I don't know if we should spend more time on this, but like install scheduled, for example, setting the expectation for install. On the day of your install, your crew should arrive between 7 and 10 to begin work. If for whatever reason they don't arrive by 10 a.m., please let me know right away. Power may be off for a short period of time. A member of the install crew will advise you if that's necessary. You do want to make sure there's no cars parked in the driveway, So at every step in the process, I'm setting the expectation with the homeowner so that they know. And all of this is over communication. Don't get me wrong. I know some people are probably looking at this and going, wow, this is way too much. But trust me, this is exactly what sets you apart and what allows the homeowner to sit back and say, she's got it. They got it. They're on top of it. They're letting me know every step of the way. It will have them gaining confidence in you as well, so that they're not worrying about what's going on with their solar project. They're always going to be in the know. They're always going to know what the next step is, and they're going to know what the ETA is. If you guys want a copy of these pre-written texts, I have them saved in my notes, so I can copy, paste, and send them to you. If you want, just email me. My new email is solarwithcynthia@gmail.com. Let me know if you want these so you can take a peek at them. I worded them in the way I speak, and so it's kind of like casual and the way I talk to my homeowners, and you can kind of do the same for you if you want to create these for yourself. But expectation setting, you guys, is huge. If your homeowners know exactly what's going on, they're never going to be upset. When something goes wrong, they know that you've already said, hey, call me. If anything, call me right away. They know you're going to pick up the phone because you're a good communicator. And so I've had, Jonathan, did you have something to say here?
Sorry, quick question. Two things. So I think I saw you make it a point every Monday to go through your jobs and update your homeowner. And then do you sprinkle in referrals throughout this process as well?
Do I sprinkle in referrals throughout like this process here?
Yeah. Do you ask or remind them as you're giving them updates along the stages?
Not as much. I probably should, but I do when we have the consultation, we talk about who else they think might be interested. And then usually at install, by that point, I'm getting at least one other name and one phone number. So I don't have, most of my business is mentor deals. So I do get a lot of referrals. But I definitely have room for improvement when it comes to that still too. So I can definitely sprinkle that in with these expectations. Probably, what were you gonna say?
And every week, like on Monday, do you block time on your calendar to do these updates or?
Yeah, so that's what I was getting to.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. No, that's totally fine. So we'll wrap this part up of the customer, and then I'll show you my time blocking and kind of how I have that. So special touches, one of the things I do is a handwritten card or an e-card to a homeowner as soon as they sign. So as soon as they sign, they get an e-card or a handwritten card that says, hey, thank you so much for choosing me for your solar project, blah, 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 blah. So getting them a gift right after signing, and even if it's just a card, goes a long way, and it helps solidify the project and carry it through to install. Personalized gifts, we've already talked about. So let me show you how I time block. So There are 5 ways that I stay productive. Many of you may have heard or may have known that I work 3 days a week. This last year, I only worked 3 days a week. And I think the first few months of that, I only worked 1 day a week. And the reason is because I have 3 kids. 2 of them are really little. We didn't have them in daycare. So we had to come up with a system where I had to shove all my work into 3 days. And I thought, how is that even possible? Because I used to work 6 and 7 days. And I thought there's no way I'm going to get anything done. But I was wrong. I actually work way more on those 3 days than I did in my 7 days of work. And so this is how I do it. So the number one thing is I live by my calendar. Everything goes on my calendar, even personal things. So this is a snapshot of this week. It's not as full as usual. I actually have some work to do for Wednesday to fill that up. But every Monday is when I've selected to do my project updates. So here in the background, it says project updates. It's time blocked, but I allow it to be a not busy time. So if I happen to get an appointment and that's priority, I can run that appointment, but I know in my head that Mondays is for project updates. Every customer's project will get touched on Mondays, and every customer by the end of the day will get an update. I don't let a Monday go by without that happening. That's just my rule. And then when Tuesday comes around, I work for a few hours on Tuesday. Wednesdays is when I do my networking. So I am a part of a team networking chapter, kind of like a BNI, but it's called Team Referral Network. And so I run those meetings every Wednesday, and that's kind of my networking day when I work towards getting referrals for my business partners and build relationships with them. And in between, everything is time blocked. So the second thing is I focus on, and I'll show you on the next slide, 5 things you should always time block on your calendar. But the main thing for me is project updates on Monday. And then Friday you could see, I don't know if you could see it here, but it says follow up Friday. So it's follow up Friday for me. This is the day where I do all of my follow-ups. This is also a not busy time. So it's not truly a time block because I can move it around. But I know in my head, every Friday, I'm going to follow up with everyone that I've been texting with that hasn't gotten me a utility bill yet. I'm going to follow up with proposal presented that didn't say yes, that didn't move forward, and I'm going to see where they're at. I'm going to see what information they need. And I'm going to follow up with mentees that are working on getting bills from their homeowners and see if they need any help. So Friday is a follow-up day for me. And just because follow-up Friday kind of goes together, it helps me remember that that's what I do on Fridays. Now, which is brand new, I'm not recruit heavy. I've only been sales focused this last year. That was just a priority of mine this last year, was just to focus on sales because I only had basically these 3 days to work, which were Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now you can see I've opened up a few hours on Tuesday and Thursday where I can take appointments now. But for the most part, I still only work 3 full days. And so what has helped me is focusing on income producing activities. When I'm working on these days, I'm working. There's no lag time. There's no sitting around like, oh, what should I do now? And that's because I'm looking at my calendar the day before and the week before and seeing how I can fill it with income producing activities. So it's either I'm on a training, mentor Zoom, I'm in a meeting, I'm at an install, or I'm working specifically on a project or with a mentee, but I'm never just sitting around trying to figure out what to do. So if you find yourself with that idle time, I would suggest looking at your calendar the day before and just seeing how you can fill the next day with income producing activities. The third way is by minimizing distractions. I cannot say this enough. I hear so much from mentees out there that the hardest thing for you guys is to minimize your distractions. So I hear that all the time. You need to create a space where you can shut the door and create a little office space for yourself if you are working from home, if you are working remote, or just think about where you're most productive. Some people are most productive with noise in the background at a Starbucks with earbuds in. And I could never work like that. I need to work in the office, upstairs, away from the kids, in order to be productive. So it's whatever works for you. So think about that for a second. Think about, where are you most productive? Where do you get the most work done? So minimize your distractions, work in an environment where your productivity is high, and target your time wasters and eliminate them. So the biggest thing that I needed to do was eliminate the things that take up a lot of time in my life. The number one thing that took up so much time in our home life was scheduling meals and grocery shopping. And as silly as that might sound, fixing that allowed me to focus more on my work. So one thing that we do is we plan all of our meals ahead of time. So what we're going to cook every single night. And then I grocery shop for those things, and I Instacart everything. I don't go grocery shopping. So that is a pro tip, you guys, because that has allowed me to focus on my business and save hours and hours a week of grocery shopping, meal planning. And it's cool because the kids can go over to the fridge. They can see, my son likes going and seeing, oh, what are we cooking today? And he sees like, oh, this is what we're cooking. So that is one thing that, I've targeted as a time waster, and I've not eliminated it, but created a new system that was better and more time efficient. So think about that in your personal life. What is taking up a lot of your time that you would like to eliminate or create a new process for to save you more time? Communicate with family and mentees or business partners what your goals are or agenda, so everyone is on the same page. If you have people in your household and you have a goal, let them know. If it's your husband or your wife, let them know, hey, honey, I'm going to go really hard this summer and I need your support. I need to work uninterrupted from this time to this time on this day and this day. Can you help me with that? And they will help you, but you have to be intentional about that. And I don't know how many of you know, but my husband and I work from home, and he does solar too. He works with Powur. And we had to have that conversation. We had to say, hey, we can't work with the kids around. So you work 3 days, I work 3 days, and no one bugs the other person that's working. And so that's the agreement we have. So I get to work up here on my work days. No one bugs me. And, he has the kids, he handles the kids, and vice versa. On his work days, I do the same. And maybe I'm taking calls when I'm with the kids from my phone and doing other things that I can do from my phone. So communication is key. Tell people around you what is up. Let them know what's going on. So these are 5 things I recommend that you always time block. I put a picture of us here at the build in Mexico because that's what I time block, some time off. Time off is critical. There are so many of us that have been in this industry for a long time. Jonathan Brunasso, Paul Leon, a ton of people on here. We all take time off. We don't work 6-7 days a week. That is insane. That will burn you out. And it's overall just not a good quality of life. Powur provides you the income to take more time off, so do it. So I always schedule time off, and I do that on a daily basis, and I do it on a weekly basis. So let me see if I can show you my calendar. Oh, I can't. But every single day I have 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. blocked off, even if it's my work day, because that's time to make dinner and sit down and connect with my family. That's non-negotiable. Once in a while, okay, I guess it's not non-negotiable, because once in a while, if I have a mentee or homeowner request that time, I'm going to run that appointment. I'm not going to say no, but most of the time I don't have homeowners requesting that time slot anymore. So generating leads, if you aren't time blocking and putting this on your calendar, I definitely would put that on your calendar. My day to generate leads is on Wednesdays. That's when I do my networking. My networking is also on Wednesdays, so I have that on my calendar. That's when I network with my team group. So if you're not a part of a team or a BNI, highly recommend you join one. They're a great lead source, and it just keeps you on your toes, keeps you talking about solar. Let's see what else. Follow-ups. So definitely schedule your follow-ups. In the past, I used to kind of just do all of these in one day, And that wasn't really productive for some reason for me. And so breaking it up per day, where Mondays is project updates and customer touches, Fridays is follow-ups, Wednesdays is generating leads and networking, you'd be surprised how more efficient that time blocking is than trying to do everything in one day. So I would say my pro tip would be making one thing your priority each day. And it doesn't mean you can't do the other things on that day. It just means that that's the priority that day. That no matter what, if you're going to schedule generating leads on Monday, you make sure that the bulk of your activities is geared towards generating leads. So yeah, those are the 5 things I always time block on my calendar. And this is the last slide for you guys. This is something I have posted up in my office. It's my actual sales board. And I wrote up here Summer of Powur Championship Contest because I thought, oh, let me like put my goals up there, see how many I can sell during this contest. I think we started in mid-June. And so I keep track of all of this. This is a part of setting expectations with homeowners, where I'll put the date that they signed their documents, the date they submitted it to the installer. And so staring at this every single day helps me keep on track with my goals, because then I can look at it and see, oh, hey, I'm a couple short, or I'm running behind, or, oh, yay, great, I'm ahead. So it's a good confidence booster for me. Last thing here is just to reverse engineer your goals. And that's what I did. I know Jonathan Brunasso has showed an example of this before. We were kind of always taught to reverse engineer our goals this way. So if your goal is to make $250,000 annually and your average commission is $3,500, so let's say you're a mentor like myself and you're doing some mentor deals and you're doing some personal deals, maybe your average deal is more around 3,500. I feel like that's really modest too. So no way that you can't hit your goal if you do it with a modest number. So 250,000 divided by 3,500 is 71 projects annually that you would need to sell in 1 year. If you divide that by 12, that's 6 deals a month that you would need to sell. So personally, this is my goal. That is the goal that I have. And so I'm on track. And if I'm halfway through my month and I see, hey, I've only sold 2 deals so far, then at that point, set consequences for yourself. If you're not meeting your goal halfway through the month, what are you going to do to meet your goal? Are you going to go knock some doors? Are you going to make some more phone calls? Are you going to go network more? But make sure you hit your own goals, track them. And then you can take it a step even further. If you know you close a quarter of the deals you sit with, which is a 20% close rate, then you need to make sure you have 24 appointments that you meet with in a month. Or if you have a higher close rate, let's say you close half the deals you meet with, then you need 12 appointments. So if your annual goal is 100, there's another example down here, average commission 35, you need 28 projects annually to achieve 100K income. So that would be only 2, maybe 3 deals a month with Powur. So that's all that's needed. So very, very achievable goals. I just kind of wanted to break that down for you. This is what I do. This is what works for me. This is what's been working for me. This board is probably the most helpful thing. I always have a poster board in my office that I can physically look at and see all of my customers and see kind of where they're at, because that just helps me follow up with them. So that's one of the things that I'll always continue to do, even if I move it onto an Excel sheet. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Those are the pro tips.
That's it. That's all you have to do. Excellent job, Cynthia. Man, I learned some stuff there that I didn't know. The handwritten note, all the communication little scripts. Maybe I don't know if you can copy and paste those in here. And your email, is it the solarwithcynthia@gmail.com?
Yeah, that's a new one I'm transitioning to.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Man, there was a lot to take away there. The time blocking and, even being directed communication with your partner at home, letting them know, all of that is just great information. it's really apparent why you do so well when you're talking to the homeowner every step of the way, setting expectations, giving them a gift, showing up at their install. Man, it's awesome. So
Thanks.
let's check if there's any questions, and then there's a few last important announcements that we'll wrap this up with. So I think someone asked about, does the My Powur app, the homeowner gets to notify them of appointments? Does the same info go to you, the consultant? Steve asked that. So the My Powur app does show notes that are left by the project manager, or the milestone notes. It's pretty simple at this time. So if there's an update that comes in, it should show there. And there's a chat feature in the app that they can chat with customer service as well. Someone asked you, Cynthia, do you keep track on your metrics, like X amount of calls per day or Facebook connections per day? Do you have any number targets like that?
No, not on that kind of thing. But I would say that just like deals wise, I personally know that if I can get a bill, I'm going to close 1 out of 2 bills that I get. So that's kind of what I go off of. So if my goal is 8 or 6 to close in 1 month, then I know I have to get 12 bills at least in order to close those 6. So that's the only kind of tracking that I do, and reverse engineering my income goals. But that's it. No, but that would be a good idea. I know there are some entities out there that use a CRM that will actually track how many calls that you make to leads. So I'd be interested in looking into that, but I don't use anything like that right now.
Someone asked for like your slide deck or what you use to present, and I can share mine, but I'll just say the next masterclass immersive September 15th will be focused on the presentation, and Powur should be rolling out a unified presentation that we all can use to present to our homeowners. But in the meantime, I'll share mine. And Cynthia, I'm sure you have one. Maybe we need to do a different training, but pretty general slide deck like we all have.
Yeah, mine's really general. I mean, just hitting the basics, talking a few key points about Powur, certified B Corp, Powur 30-year warranty, the solar 30-year warranty, and then discovery questions. And then my experience I have on there just to show them the companies I've worked at. And that's really it. There's not much on there. I'm looking forward to Powur coming out with theirs for us. So that would be cool.
Gotcha. Well, we really appreciate you. I'm going to do a few last minute updates and announcements, and then we'll wrap it up here, guys, in just a second. And for all of you that don't know, Cynthia is a mentor in Southern California. I'm sure you can sell in a few different states virtually. And ¿se habla español? Poquito?
Lo entiendo más que lo hablo.
Poquito español.
Poquito.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, perfect. So a few last minute announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, the sales contest, we have what, like 15 days to go. Cynthia's trying to win that Model Y Tesla. So championships.powur.live for all of the details on this. But we did have an update on the leaderboard yesterday. So Chris Brunasso, I know that guy, hats off to him, tied for third place. Let's do it. Model Y.
Nice.
We have JC Rangel just leading the way. David Perez, Rockstar. Cynthia and I here taking number 9 and 10. And Ubaldo, shout out to you. If I'm missing any other names here, but our team's representing. I'm super proud of everyone's success here. Lorenzo Jaimes, Paul Leon, they're going to get into the top 20 for sure. Luis Perez, Jeffrey Navarro. So a lot of people representing here. So awesome job so far. About 2 more weeks to go. Let me see if I could put this. So for those of you that missed it, there's an ambassador training and assets and resources There's awesome videos. Download the video to your computer, laptop, desktop, and share the video. You know, this is a 20-second video that.
Know anybody who might be interested in going solar? Send them my way. Our team will see if solar is a good fit for them. If they decide to go solar, you earn $1,000. It's that simple. Help the world transition to cheaper, cleaner energy and get rewarded at the same time. Become a Powur ambassador today.
So use the link I just sent in the chat. There's Vimeo videos. Everyone should be posting this on their social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook today. They should be emailing it and texting it to everyone they've ever talked to. You know, if you're not sure what to do with your time and you're like, where am I going to get a deal? Like, this is bare minimum stuff. The assets are there for you to share. So I love this ambassador resources that Powur came out with. And then future trainings and events. So today at 12 o'clock, if you want some consultant training with Andy Smith, Tuesdays on powurcalendar.com, there's new consultant onboarding. If you need a refresher, I've heard this onboarding is fantastic. Some new person runs it that does a great job. 12 and 5 Pacific, I believe, for the onboarding Tuesdays. Or if you have new teammates, make sure to invite them. There is a very, very, very special announcement Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific. The company will be giving us assets, images to share, to talk to anyone we've ever talked to about one of the biggest industry announcements that Powur has to date. So really, really stay tuned for that. We'll be sharing all the assets there. And then if anyone is around Sacramento or wants to build a team or have passive income around Sacramento, invite them. 6 p.m. in person, Edgardo Gonzalez and Luigi De Leon, they will be there. Edgardo's on his way to $1 million right now, this year, next year, most likely. So really cool if you want to invite people to go to that event Thursday in Sacramento. All of these are on powurcalendar.com, and we'll continue to have more Tuesday trainings, some other ideas on real estate, lead gen, recruiting, event training, or if you guys have any ideas for trainings on Tuesdays, please let us know. Giving back again, I shared that resource link earlier, but we've got videos, we've got slide decks, we've got resources. If you are participating in a nonprofit or charity or make donations, let your customers know, make it part of your why, include it in your slide deck. And if you want to give a little bit, $20 to $40 an install, let everyone know that we build homes with solar. We help provide fresh water with solar water farms, and that's part of our DNA. It's really important to me for that. The We Funder, if you want to invest and become a shareholder, like we said earlier with Jarrett, this closes September 3rd. It's practically done. So if you know anyone that wants to invest a few bucks and own some shares before Powur goes public, this is most likely the last time to invest. So wefunder.com/Powur. It's probably going to get north of $8 million total funds raised for this pre-IPO fundraising. And that is all we have today. We're at the top of the hour. We'll stop this recording, leave it open to some Q&A. Jarrett McAllister, our amazing mentor, thank you always for leading us. And Cynthia, I need to watch this again because you had some nuggets and some gold, and you literally stepped up the game and elevated the game for everybody that's watching this today. So we appreciate your mentor and your guidance and your leadership on the team. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a good day.
All right.